Hello and welcome everyone. This is Arc Tier 2 returning after a week-long break. Hope you guys enjoyed that long break. We did have a couple streams during that. Hopefully you guys were a part of that. I'm Van Beats, joined by co-commentator W. Gore.
Hello.
And tonight we are racing in Canada, one of the more favorite tracks from most drivers, I would assume. There is
Uh,
the sorry,
yeah,
there's that wall of Champions Corner at the end, which we'll probably see a lot of people cut and receive penalties for. So we'll keep a count on that for sure.
yeah. Canada is definitely very penalty heavy because the track limits are incredibly inconsistent, and so yeah, it's really tough to do. And of course, track limits are kind of the least of your worries of the Wall of Champions. You don't want to end up in the wall. So
Definitely. And just to have an update on the standings, only my dad leads Tier 2 by 1 point. Behind him is Thierry with, I just pulled this up, 52 points, and then right behind them is Sahil with 49, and then you have the Alfa Romero boys of Chipsy and Sinfox with 48 or 46 and 40. So we could see quite a few position changes after this race for sure.
yeah, and I think this one's going to be super crucial for Only Use My Dad to see if he can finish ahead of Terry and hold on to his lead, or if this is going to be the only week he leads.
Yep, and I believe the last races we had in Tier 2 ended in quite a bang. We had two safety cars come out at the final moments, which completely impacted both races for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those late safety cars really. I mean, they mixed it up in Baku. Not too much in Spain though. Not as much as I would have expected or liked. It seemed like a lot of positions were held, and it didn't allow for the back of the pack to catch up. And there were a lot of lap cars involved. But yeah, no, in Baku it definitely spiced it up quite a bit and made the person who was running in second for the entirety of the race drop down into fifth. So why don't we do predictions for podium? Who do you think is going to be on the podium tonight?
Okay, sorry about that. I had to change the title. I just noticed at the final moment that the title was wrong. But for podium, I'll definitely. I mean, I don't know. It could really go any way. We have a lot of good drivers here. Obviously, Thierry and Only's my dad are going to be definitely the more favorites in this race. But anyone obviously can get into the podium. We have Wizard, who has proven to be quite fast sometimes, and then we also have other drivers such as Sahil, Chipsy, and Sinfox. So we'll just see what happens. Obviously, I feel like whoever gets the least amount of penalties will probably be the one who can jump up the field, depending on where they are towards the end of the race. So long as they play it safe, if you keep low amount of penalties, you should be fine in this race. But we'll see what happens. We have
Yeah,
almost a full grid, so I'm expecting maybe three safety cars, two or three. Canada's a very tight track, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people gonna be hungry to have some battles after 1 week of not racing in Tier 2.
yeah, it's going to be crazy, crazy interesting tonight, or at least hopefully it will be. And I think Chipsy's in for a good result. And Sin, we know the Alfa Romeo guys really have been the most consistent this season out of anybody. So they, might neither of them might be in contention for the championship right now, but I think they're definitely my pick for the constructors.
Yeah, and is Chameleon, I believe that's Chameleon's going to be on his debut race, and Guzzi Man, if I'm correct. So we'll keep an eye
Yeah,
out on
I
these two
believe both of
drivers.
those are. Yeah, that's their first official league race in ARC.
It'll be exciting to see how they do. I believe OOA has been here since Baku, but I'm not sure if he had too of an impressive run so far. Hopefully he can have a good race today. And it looks like we're not ready yet. We're still waiting on at least one more person, if that's what's going on here. Hopefully we can get this action started soon.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here.
And as we wait, not sure what to actually talk about anymore.
Yeah, I am fixing my notification sounds because I just got notified that Figlin had joined the channel.
Oh, I see that as well. Hello, Piglin.
Check your DMs.
What? Okay, anyways, I think that it's gonna be, yeah, should be an exciting race, and I think, like you said earlier, penalties are really gonna decide what happens at the latter half of this. And of course, if we have another safety car at the end, that just makes penalties that much more important when the field gets bunched up. So if we continue our run of very, very late podiums, I think it's gonna, the penalties are gonna matter that much more, and they're gonna reward those who are patient and punish those who aren't.
And we're still waiting for some odd reason. Unfortunately. We seem to have a delayed start tonight. Oh, here we go. We have all 20 drivers. It's going to be Doff, who is also very quick, so he might be contending for podium tonight in the Racing Point. So we may see a battle up front. I believe the same thing that happened in Spain. Doff was directly behind Thierry. So Thierry was obviously way faster. We'll see what Doff can do on this track now as we are getting the session underway.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, I didn't see, is Kia going to be racing with us tonight?
No, Doff will be taking his car.
Okay.
Here we go. I wonder what kind of weather we're gonna get. If it starts raining, that could definitely make things worse at the Wall of Champions for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is pouring rain here for the qualifying section. We have got heavy rain.
That is heavy rain. I wish we could tell what's gonna happen on the actual race, because what sucks is when there's quality in the rain and then it's like a dry race, you never know which setup you want to use.
Yeah, it's really going to depend. Of course, the drivers are going to be able to see, exactly what it's looking like for the race, or, close, and see if it's going to be rain throughout, no rain. And so if it's not raining at all in the race, you have to do it on your dry setup. It is what it is. If it's raining for half the race, I would still go for the dry setup. But
yeah,
it just depends on what people think. If they think that they can make up enough time. But yeah, a wet setup that's really going to make you comfortable in Canada is pretty detrimental to a dry race. So you could try to do, half and half, but I think that's just giving you the worst of both. So I wouldn't do that personally. So PC Jesus is the first one out.
I'm interested to see how many people can actually complete.
And
the lap.
it looks to me like it is raining a bit too hard for him to be out on those tires, but that
On the wets is not the hardest.
Oh, it's showing me softs. Interesting. Yeah, no, that makes more sense.
Yeah, everyone should be on the wets. We already have a yellow flag on there. That is Astro off track already. So he's definitely struggling. It's actually locking up. Crazy to see. We'll see how everyone does now. It's going to be a very interesting 16 minutes of quali here.
Yeah, it's going to... Yep.
And I can guarantee you no one has probably done rain in the Canada practice in the rain, at least. Because, I mean, yeah. I don't do it. I feel like it's a thing a lot of people don't really think is common, but it can definitely help you if you practice in the rain on whatever track, just in case. Even if it's 5 laps of a little bit of practice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just getting a feel for exactly what the limits are and how to push them and where you can get the power down early does help. So 5, 6, 7 laps extra really does make a huge difference.
And we have an insider report saying that the race day will be dry. So I definitely think people are going to go on their dry setup, so that's just going to make quality even harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see how PCG's handles his hot lap, the first hot lap of the night, as he comes into turn 1. Oh, and you can already see the car just kind of losing it here.
Yeah, he's really struggling on the brakes there.
Already seen another Renault of BMW Power probably lost it in the Wall of Champions there.
Yep, that is going to be BMW lost into the Wall of Champions, lost most of his wing, so he's going to have to pit and not be able to set a lap.
Let's see, PCG's is catching up to a McLaren here. So hopefully he gets out of the way. It's going to be a lot tougher to get past over cars in the wet. I'd say so far he's doing okay. He has a lot of ERS saved. I believe that's around 80. Crazy amount, and ooh.
Yeah, not using as much as is probably optimal. It's always good for the traction zones to put it down and give yourself the best possibility of a good exit, but massive double front lockup's going to send him not as wide as I thought it would, but still sends him pretty wide, and he's going to struggle to get back on the power after that, or not. I think I'm just getting a sound glitch with how much he's revving.
Yeah, I hate that glitch, honestly. Let's see, this is the interesting part here. How can he survive Wall of Champions? Will he survive it?
Locks up massive. That's got to be a glitch, because that does not look like he locked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he did take it okay, and let's see the time he sets. He'll set 23.9 the first of the night. Let's see if we can catch anyone else. Thierry pulls in almost 2 seconds faster with 21.2, so Thierry, he seems like he's ready for a wet race if it was coming, and Captain with a 23.8, 1/10 faster than Jesus. And let's see who else is on the lap here. Sinfox going to finish one as he crosses the Wall of Champions here. And he'll put himself into second, 23.7, 1/10 faster than Captain. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna
So
see
Sin, and yeah.
we're gonna see some fast or normally fast people probably.
And Chipsy goes second fastest with a 122.8, so he's
He's a second
still
faster than his
a
teammate.
long way off of Terry, but yeah, definitely easing the gap. And then I'm curious to see. Oh, Madman did finish his lap. I got a 124.0.
Ooh,
And then
Pfeiffer's slowing up.
Chameleon with a 123 flat. So that's a great run from him. We'll see. Critical comes back into the pits. Doth comes back into the pits without setting a lap. Looks like Sahil.
Yep, Sale's about to finish one. Let's see what he
Yep.
can put in. He's on 2 ERS though, so he pulls himself.
And he goes second fastest. He's
1 second behind Thierry.
Yeah,
You can just see
still
that's
a
the
second
gap right
behind.
there. The skill gap between all the drivers and Thierry at the moment. Honestly, I don't really know who can really catch up to Thierry other than Doth. Doth is
Yeah, and
some drivers
Doth-
fast.
Yep. Now comes out of the pits to start an outlap, so not sure why maybe he had some wing damage or something, but he's back out now. I think we've got Wizard is about to start a lap. Solace, I think, is about to set his lap, and we'll see what he does. Nope. Don't know why it switched to one lap without setting a time. That's new, but probably. Oh, he must have been validated.
Yeah.
Now Wizard is about to start his lap. I'm going to ride on board with him.
Alright, me too.
So he comes across the line here, and it's definitely important to brake super early in here because you're demanding so much of the tires. Yep, and he
Ooh,
brakes a
there he
bit late.
goes.
And that is the problem with ABS in the rain, is it stops you from locking up, but it really sends you too deep in the corners, and then you demand a lot of torque and turning out of the tires that they just can't provide in the rain. And then Salas goes past. I think Salas is on a hot lap too. I think his first one just got invalidated. Pfeiffer as well. Terry's into the pits. Sahil now on another lap is about to come across the line. We'll see what happens.
Is he? Let's see.
And he does not improve.
Okay, let's watch Doth now as he's starting a lap here.
Yep, so,
Ooh.
he almost loses it, but he's... Good job to save it from the oversteers. Now he comes into the next corner, into turn... I think that's turn 2. And then he's going to go through 3 and 4 here. And so this one is super hard to find your braking point because you want to be able to get the turn and you want to be going slow, but of course you don't want to get on the power while the car is sideways, so you want to make sure you're carrying enough momentum in through there. this pretty standard.
Oh,
He unfortunately, yeah, has
that's a
to.
bad line there.
Yeah.
That's
Now
gonna
we'll
cost
see him
a
get the
lot of
power
time.
down through here. Yeah. Crucially, we don't know what his lap is yet, but pretty large lockup it looks like there, and he's unable to keep the car completely straight, but it actually might have helped him in the long run of that apex. So now as he comes into the hairpin, this is the trickiest braking zone, of course, any sort of heavy braking zone in the wet, and he's just trying to push it maybe a little bit too much. I'm not sure if that was an actual lockup or just a visual and audio glitch, which happens quite a lot. And so now has a little bit of trouble. He has a little bit of trouble getting on the power, struggling to keep the car straight and managing his oversteer. But a great job from him.
Is
There's
there
a
a car
car
off?
blocking the wall of champions. It looks like, and that's PC
Oh,
Jesus.
he's good though. He's still good. I don't think it.
As he touches
dropped
the wall
it.
of champions there a little bit.
Yep, let's see what time he can set here. Oh, he's setting him. Yep, quite a bit. That
Yeah.
one little turn he had in the start of sector 2 definitely cost him a lot of time.
And so I believe Terry is back out. Yeah, Terry is back out.
Gonna see what Critical can do. I believe he's one of the last few people who haven't done actual lap yet. And BMW Power and Uwe. So we'll see.
Yep, Sahil also staying out, doing a fourth lap. Chipsy doing a fourth lap. Guzman doing a fourth lap as well. Captain in 7th with a 123.2. I'd be curious if he can... Chameleon switches to inters, but he's still in the pit, so he has yet to come out with them. Maybe a bold move if he doesn't think that there's any more positions he can grab. I would disagree with that, just seeing as he's only 700ths off the next closest car. I think there's still a lot to gain, and I would stick with the wets. Just with how heavy it's raining, you're really going to struggle to clear that heavy water, standing water. And so, yeah, now Terry.
Oh, Critical invalidates on the Wall of Champions. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's a feels bad, especially in the rain. That's got to be so tough.
And we have PC Jesus as well switching to the intermediates. Could we see?
So I believe Terry's about to come across the line and set a fastest lap. But I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, and BMW just spun. I watched that happen. Let's see what Terry now does in his lap.
No, he did not set a lap. He may have invalidated.
Yep, I see that red map right there. Oh,
so we've got the bottom 5 have yet to set a lap.
Another person swapped to the intermediates in the pits. I think we might see people swap. Maybe the rain is...
PC Jesus actually now coming out on those inter tires.
Oh, and
he is
BMW...
now actually out. And I think he just completely... Oh, yeah. That was
is he
PC
struggling?
Jesus. Just destroyed
Oh.
Captain's lap there.
Yeah, I don't think it's time for the intermediates yet. I feel like it's very wet still, and I don't know, it's a bold move to go out right now.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, if the track is faster on those inters, that'll pay off so much. And of course, there is still 7 minutes.
He's going out on the inters now. He also, I believe he just lost an end play. I just saw it fly off.
Oh boy. He is missing an end plate, that is for sure.
I'm going to be very interested to see what kind of laps these guys can pull here. And BMW...
And Critical's coming across the line here. Hopefully he doesn't invalidate this one too. That would be a womp womp.
Yep.
As he's now about to come across the line. And he must have invalidated. Wow, that's brutal. As fight for pits, we've got a lot of people in the pits here. A lot of people on outlaps on those
Gypsy
inters.
has retired. He's retired in sector... Where is that? That's BMW about to hit him. Or get near him. That is the start of sector 2. He's right. Oh, he's backwards on track. He's lost a wheel.
Oh
wow.
Boy.
And he's
you hate to see it.
He's sitting there in third right now, but he's probably going to fall off the grid as more people are swapping into the intermediate. So I'm feeling like it's going to be we'll see the top.
So yeah,
switch soon.
Looks like maybe the rain has eased up, or the dry line has formed enough, or everybody saw one person did it and panicked and thought they had to do it.
Okay, OA is the first one to start a lap, so I'm interested.
But he lost his end plate, so I don't think his will matter. I'm right on board with PC Jesus now, who did just start has his full wing intact, and it looks like he's actually not having too much trouble getting the power down. So maybe the inters are the right call. I mean, I don't think this many people would do it if it wasn't. So clear the track off with those wet tires, and then come in and set your fastest lap with the inters. Definitely could work. Oh, and we've got a car, 2 cars, Sin Black facing the wrong direction. He might be about to get DQ'd.
Yep, and I think PC Jesus actually invalidated because he's on 0 ERS and the map is red, so that sucks.
Yep. There you go.
He is using ERS, I think. I mean, it's not going down. It says he's on 2. But he also has a red
Well, he
map.
has yet to set a lap, yes. So I mean, he's kind of running out of time to set one.
I guess, okay, Goozy Man has started a lap on their intermediate, so we'll see what he does now.
All right, yeah, there we go. So in fourth right now, and we'll see what he can do.
Yep, he's having a pretty good showing so far on his debut. Hopefully BMW gets out of the way. Oh no, that's going to cost a lot of time. He's not going to be happy about that.
Very unfortunate. You know, you really need to be extra vigilant in the rain when you're on your out and in laps or just on a cooldown lap, because that you can screw up someone's lap a lot faster.
It did say he set a purple though, so those inters are definitely coming into life here. And we're going to see what Thierry, The Hill, and even Dov can do now soon. Ooh, that was a weird rev right there. As he geared up or down. And here he comes to the hairpin. He has a lot of ERS to spare. I guess he's going to waste it coming onto this straight.
Yeah, and it's really not about utilizing all of your ERS here like it is, you know, the dance in a normal hot lap of trying to figure out just how much you can use and where you have to save to get it right on the limit. And the wet, it's really about traction, because you can be in rich and hot lap, or max and hot lap for that matter, and get a bad exit on the straight, and you're going to lose more time than if you stayed in lean and none for the whole thing. So it's about a balance and finding what makes you the most comfortable. And he goes a full second, well, not quite a full second faster than Terry. So we'll see what Terry can respond with. Sahil on his out lap, about to start his lap on the inters. Let's ride on board with him. As he comes across the line now, he's going to begin his lap into turn one. Again, important to break early because you're demanding a lot of the tires. He does a great job there. That's like the perfect line for the dry too, to get that tire over there almost completely without invalidating. So hopefully it didn't invalidate. Only as my dad goes second fastest, just under a tenth behind Guziman, so that's a great lap from him. Yep. Sahil. Yeah, I think Sahil, as he goes off onto the grass a little bit, but he seems like he's able to recover.
Though, for sector 1. I find it pretty scary that Thierry set at 21.2 on the wets. That's definitely uneasy if you were one of the drivers here. Has not
Brad up into fourth position with a 124.4, or sorry, a 121.4, just 2/10 off of Terry, and that was Terry time. Oh, one of the Red Bulls just spun out. I think it was, yeah, that's going to be Astra spun out. Anyway, Sahil now on the back straight coming up towards the Wall of Champions. We'll see what he can do with his lap time.
He set a purple in sector 2, so I feel like we might see him take pole position at the time being. You got a feel for Chipsy, who unfortunately retired while it was still wet. So he's going to be dropping down the grid there, and let's see what Sahil can do. Gets past Wall of Champions safely, and he will set a 19.5. Wow.
And doth thou hoist down into 5th place. Or up into 5th place, but with a 128. Not what I would have expected from him. Terry's still in the pits, I guess waiting until the last possible second to go out, where the track is the driest. Guziman pit, so I don't think he's going to be setting another lap, so he's going to be in 3rd for the time being.
And PC, okay, no. Red map, so I'm pretty sure he invalidated, which is going to suck, but could be a glitch. Will he improve? Nope, he invalidated. Okay. Sin Fox, all the way down to 14th. Normally not a place he's familiar with.
Yeah, no. So hopefully he can. This is going to be his first lap on the Inter, so hopefully he can, you know.
And Thierry has not come out yet. There. I wonder what the crossing point is.
I mean, with the lap times at 120, you really don't want to go out after 2 minutes. I feel like you're really, or before. Sorry, I guess, technically after 2 minutes. I feel like you'd really be pushing it there.
Never know what kind of traffic is out on his
out lap. Yep. But Sahil, too, I think is setting another lap. There's really no reason not to, because these are not the tires you're going to be starting on. You can wear them as much as you want. So really pushing for that and trying to get the most of the track evolution, or the track drying, is going to be pretty crucial for whoever's going to take pole. And Sahil's about to cross the line again. We'll see if he improves from a 119.5. He does not. Chameleon comes into the pit, so that's going to be his qualifying over.
And
Terry's still on his own lap.
Sinfox about to both set a lap here. Sinfox might have a little bit of style here. Puts himself in the 5th.
Sin up into 5th.
That's very close
still
to
yet to set a time, though. And he's coming into the hairpin, so we'll see what he's able to do here. As he's all over the back of one of those Toro Rossos. I'm not sure who that is. That's going to be Guziman on his outlap, and he does impede Pfeiffer, I think, a little bit there. Or maybe Pfeiffer backed off for other reasons. And now we've got that's Terry slowing down, about to start his lap. So he is waiting for that track to be the driest possible.
Let's see what time Pfeiffer can put in here.
Pfeiffer did actually slow down, so he's gonna
Oh.
be starting his lap now as Terry comes up right behind him. So I'm gonna ride on board with Terry here as he's about to cross the line, and we'll see what he's gonna be capable of doing here. If he can knock Sahil off provisional pole with a 1:19.525, the next closest is 3/10.
Gotta say, it's been a pretty good debut by the two new boys, Guzman and Chameleon, both sitting in third and fourth. I'm excited to see what they can do in the full race. Let's see now what Thierry can pull here. You would have to assume that he's going to take pole position. He sets the Sector 1 purple lap here. And, who's that behind him? He has... Is that Wizard real quick? Yep, that is Wizard behind him.
Wizard and Solace, we're normally used to seeing them top 7 in quali and starting near each other, but 15 and 16.
I mean, Wizard
They
is
are
right behind
both on their
Thierry.
first laps.
So we might see Wizard bump himself up there as Thierry puts himself.
And Terry,
another
as long as
purple
Pfeiffer doesn't bin
right
it
there.
into the Wall of Champions, he's looking at a great slipstream here.
Yeah. See what happens. Doesn't lose it, and let's see what time he sets here. He'll put himself into pole position with a 19.0,
Yeah.
5 times
And
faster.
I think that's
Wizard
going to be hard to
puts
beat.
himself into 6th. What about his teammate Solace here? As he comes onto the straight, let's see what happens.
Crucially, too, Sahil is behind Solace, and he's going to be able to try to set one more lap and see what he can do. Same with Doth Thou Hoist, so I'm expecting Doth to be probably 2nd or 3rd here, and maybe Sahil to re-improve. We'll see what happens. Doth Thou only improves up to 6, Sahil can't
Yeah.
improve. So that's going to be our qualifying grid.
Oh, we still have
Oh, ooh,
Uwe
wow.
and Critical. Critical on the straight with, I believe that's Uwe right behind them as well.
Yeah, hopefully Critical can improve here. Both of them not looking in the best positions, so we'll see what they can do. And I think Critical ran out of fuel.
Oh, and Fife picked up into 9th. And actually, Critical,
Yeah.
yep, Critical slows down. What about UWA? UWA puts himself into 19th. This is a bad quali for Solace and the McLaren, who definitely is not used to starting in the back there. Chipsy as well. Somehow finishing in 17th despite retiring early on. And everyone else had those interior tires, so that's interesting for sure. But here we go, that's our grid. We have Terry on pole, Sahil joining him on that front row, and then we have Only Use My Dad, Madman, 31 Sword up there, Doth in 6th, Uzi Man, debut driver in 7th, Wizard in 8th, Pfeiffer showing himself into 9th, impressively, and then Chameleon also showing up on his debut into 10th. A lot of work for Solace to do, a lot of work for Chipsy, and even Sinfox as well, who are all starting outside the top 10. We're going to see how they do. Captain decided to not go out on inners, apparently.
Yeah, maybe he didn't feel the track was ready. Definitely a mistake in terms of his, his true pace. But yeah, of course, Canada is normally a 2-stop, which is going to be soft, medium, medium. Maybe you can make the medium hards last since you're going to get a fresh set of either hards or mediums for anybody, right? Since they qualified on those wet tires, they get a free choice of fresh tires for the start. I'd be curious to see who commits to that soft, medium, medium, who's trying to go medium, medium, soft, and who's just trying to go medium to hard or hard to medium. The one stop.
I feel like there's going to be at least 2 safety cars, like I said earlier. So, I mean, we'll see how that also plays out. I mean, this is a very tight track. I feel like a lot of battles are going to happen. A lot of people will bumping each other into the walls. I remember last season in Tier 2, there was a lot of incidents as well. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, yeah, the safety car can really mix up, especially a 2-stop strategy, can really make or break. If you're on that 1 stop and at the end you get caught with a safety car, there's not much you can do. So as the formation lap's about to start here.
Yep, and we're going to see the tire
Sahil in
choices
second.
here. Thierry puts himself on the mediums. Dad, mediums. Madman also
Sahil on the
mediums.
softs.
Pfeiffer, Chameleons, Fox. No one on the hards. Critical medium, BMW medium, ooh, A medium. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what tire strategies people use, if they'll 1-stop or 2-stop, especially on those mediums. I'm excited for a good race here.
really not sure what people on the softs are thinking, especially those outside the top 10. Seems like a no-brainer to take the mediums or the hards just to give you more flexibility for those safety cars. But I guess they're trying to make up as many positions as possible on the start, and so Sahil's going to be in a much better position with those softs to try to get past Terry and hold him up. And if there is a safety car in the first 5 or 6 laps, that is going to put Sahil in a much better spot if he can take and keep that position.
For sure.
So, as of now, if the race were to finish before it started, Terry would be in first, Sahil in second, and only use my dad on the podium. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
there's an
not sure
incident
what
going
Dolph
on.
is going to be able to do here. And,
Who's that?
yeah.
Someone went back to the grid. I believe that is Captain and UAE. They must have collided in the hairpin, maybe.
That's going to be unfortunate for both of them. Not going to help them on their start. Sahil got a nice gap back to Terry to let his tires cool down a little bit more than while that's happening. There's a huge melee going through those two disqualified cars. And so Salas really late back to the grid. That's going to hurt Terry. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here.
Yep, and we're about to be underway. Just a
As the
second.
last car approaches the grid and takes his grid slide.
All right, and we are about to be 5 lights out. And it's lights out, and here we go. Terry starts off pretty well. Only that also has a good start.
As he goes around the outside,
Oh,
Sahil
gets
hits him,
bumped by
and that's
Sahil.
going to send Leaves my dad spinning into the pit lane as then Sahil slows down, and that's going to be 31 Swords.
Oh, we're
trying
seeing a
to
lot of
recoup
people go on the
position.
grass now.
Yep, a lot
at
of
the
people
moment.
onto the grass. Dothau Hoist now up into 7th position, fighting with Pfeiffer as they head into turn 3 and 4. He's going to let Pfeiffer have it. 31 Sword up into a brilliant position. Guzman in 5th also, and Madman. Yeah, Madman going to round out the podium now. Has only used my dad all the way down into 20th as we come into the next turn. Radical goes for a dive on Sinblack, and he's going to be able to just...
Oh, and Pfeiffer gets a
just
move
not
on
able to complete
Doff.
it.
That was excellent moving, or excellent
Yeah.
overtake by
So-
Pfeiffer. He's on a roll so far. And then so far in the midfield, it's been a pretty clean battle. No incidents so far as
We've
of
got
yet.
Doth now looking for a move into the hairpin on Pfeiffer as he's going to take the outside. Pfeiffer moves to cover the outside, and
Oh, Doth
squeezed,
just
and Doth is going to
squeezed
hit
him.
him as Pfeiffer moves very, 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 very late. I'm not sure what happened there. Pfeiffer seems to be having some connection issues at the moment as
We are
they
seeing a
head down
gap.
to the Wall of Champions. Is Doth going to brave a move out there? Probably not.
Going up the grid, looks okay from the top runners. Let's see how Pfeiffer and the rest of them can do. Oh, it's close, but it's all clean. It's
Yeah,
all
let's see
clean.
what Guzman can do on 31 Swords here. As he's kind of having a sniff up the inside, he might be able to, if he can get that better exit, do something into turn 4, but it looks like he's not going to be able to. And Pfeiffer doing a great job of holding Dothau behind him. Wizard right on their tail as Chameleon almost has a move into turn 3 and 4, makes Wizard run wide and get some grass on his tires. Maybe he can capitalize off that.
Is a blasting start at the moment.
And so, yeah, only use my dad pitting. Maybe he took some wing damage there.
And
He's onto
also,
fresh mediums.
both Renaults
And-
pitted.
Yep.
That's
Both
interesting.
Renaults now in the back. Terry already has a 2-second gap to Sahil on the softs. Not the
And we're
start
seeing
he
a
would've
yellow
wanted.
flag in sector
As
2.
Wizard off the track. Wizard off the track.
Let's see what happened there.
Yeah, in turn 8 and 9, he went off.
His
Wow.
wing is okay though, so he's definitely lucky right now. And let's see down as everyone
Down into
passes.
17th.
By,
Looks like
Doff.
Captain might be going for a move.
Doff's gonna make a move, I believe. He's gonna go on the inside of Pfeiffer. It's gonna be a dangerous spot to make a move though. Who's gonna stop? It's not gonna be Doff though. And Pfeiffer might lose out position to Chameleon. And he won't.
Yep, and then kind of compromises Chameleon and not Chameleon.
Oh, I said it
not
wrong.
allowing him to get a good run out of there, as now Madman and Guzman go wheel to wheel.
Yeah.
Madman all the way down from 3rd, just lost 2 positions into 5th. 31 Sword overtaking him, and I think that left the door open for Guzman. So, not the start of the race our championship leader would have liked to have, as he is down in 19th behind PC Jesus and Yeah, not what he, or sorry, just in front of PC Jesus, not the start he would have wanted. Terry already has a 3-second gap to Sahil, and Sahil a 3-second gap to 31 Sword, who is being chased down by Guzman and Madman, and it's going to be really tricky now as DRS is enabled for the first time in this back straight. We'll see what Guzman can do, and if he can make this move, and possibly if Madman can make that move, and Doth now lurking on them as well.
Yep.
And so as we head into the Wall of Champions, Guzman pulls it out to the inside wheel to wheel, and I think he's going to be fully in front, and he is. He has a full car length in front. Eric having a compromise, 31 Sword having a compromised exit there as Madman. He still doesn't have the DRS. Now Madman's got the DRS on him. I think he's going to try to have a look on the inside. No, he's playing it cautious to the outside. He really had the speed there. And yeah, his cautiousness does not pay off because Dothau going around the outside with the superior grip on those softs, and Madman all the way down into 6th now as he was unable, he just got compromised through that turn.
I am surprised that we haven't seen any major incidents so far. This is very good driving by the Tier 2 boys. And down the field, Sinfox has found himself in the 8th position. He might be on a move on Pfeiffer very shortly.
And so Doth now, 31 Sword already fallen out of the DRS of Guzman. So now Doth is going to have DRS on the vulnerable 31 Swords and probably going to be able to take this into the Wall of Champions. And Madman maybe will be able to take that position back as well.
See what happens.
Oh, but Dothau gets a horrible exit and gets a ton of oversteer, and I don't think he's going to be in a position to overtake anymore.
Sinfox gets past Pfeiffer in the straight. Hopefully Pfeiffer can keep himself in the top 10. And Doth gets past 31 Sword on the first turn. 31 Sword doing a pretty good job in 5th so far. Solace gets past Captain. Let's check down the field as everyone is kind of closer there.
Yeah. And Wizard and Uwe having a fight now through turn 1 or turn 2.
Going back up the field, Chipsy found himself into 11th at the moment. Trying his best to make the most out of his recovery race for sure. He has DRS on Radical. Will he make the move? Nope, he's going to back off a little bit. He knows that he could probably make it on the straight. For sure. And going up the field, did we see any action going on? Pfeiffer has DRS on. Oh, Pfeiffer just messed up. Oh no. That is unfortunate. He has
into the wall and he's lost an end plate on that left side.
I unfortunately had a really bad camera angle there, but that's unfortunate to see.
Oh, and it looks like also Radical might be able to get, or Chipsy's going to get the move done on Radical there.
Chipsy does and finds himself into 9th position. That is an excellent drive so far by Chipsy and his teammate as well. Madman, 4 attempts off 31 Sword. Can he do anything to pick up that 5th
and
position?
Terry now up to 6 seconds on the harder tire ahead of him. So not really a fair fight there. That's kind of like Mercedes versus
yeah,
a Racing Point.
that is incredible by Terry for sure, but let's see. There are gaps starting to form. Not many battles going on at the moment. One mistake though can still cost you quite a bit of positions.
Absolutely, and so Terry's still got quite a long race ahead of him. So I think we are getting pretty close to the pit window for softs, I believe. I think it's lap 6 or 7, right?
Oh,
I'm
and
not
Solace
100% sure. Yep, Solace.
goes off
That's a little bit
track.
too much curb there.
Could that be a sign that the softs are starting to lose their
Oh, and so
grip?
Chipsy now looking for a move on Chameleon as Chameleon gets a really poor mid-apex. I'm not sure at all what happened there, but it kind of compromised Chipsy's exit, so worked for him in that sense, but Chipsy's got the DRS. I think he's going to get past him on the next straight here. Chipsy, very cautious. I don't think he'll try to go late on the brakes. Yeah, he lifts there to allow Chameleon, but now he's going to hopefully get the better exit through here. Looks like he does. Not enough, though, and so the DRS isn't going to do much in turn 1.
Down the grid, Captain maybe making a move on Solace into turn 1. Nope, he backs off. Still pretty close.
And I don't think we've seen any penalties yet. Let me check the race director.
I believe PC Jesus definitely picked one up. I saw it on the bottom for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. And Captain's also got a 3-second. Yeah, so Solace has 3 seconds.
Oh, Radical makes a
PC
mistake.
Jesus
He's
has
going to
3
lose
seconds.
out on 2
And-
positions now.
Oof.
Maybe even Furious. I got an amazing camera angle here. Can we see a Captain maybe
Captain
make a
looking
move?
for it too, yeah. Captain goes to the
Oh.
outside. Oh boy. Oh
What an
boy, and
angle.
forced to completely cut as he kind of gets forced off by Rad there. Didn't really leave him the mid-apex space.
Guzman Man picks up a time
And
penalty.
so Doth actually has a 3-second as well.
And actually up the
Guzman,
grid. Look at Guzman Man.
yeah.
He's super close to Sahil. BC Jesus retires in turn 2 in front of Thierry. He's actually in front of the road, but he's ghosted, luckily. That could have been bad for Thierry.
That's going to stop
And-
Guzman from being able to do anything right now. Not that this is a prime overtaking spot, but yeah, PC Jesus retiring on track, letting his car. So yeah, I think he just had enough of being in last place there. And so Sahil really seems to be struggling with that tires.
No. Yeah, I mean, Guzman Man, he's fallen back a little
Critical.
bit.
Critical lost all those positions. He must have made a mistake. He's back down to 14th now. Lost
Oh,
out to
yeah.
Solace, Red, and Captain, and by quite a margin too. Chipsy managing to get past Chameleon. We missed that. And Doth Thou going to be in the hunt for Guzman, but he again has that 3-second penalty. Terry doesn't even have a warning. And so, yeah, and now Guzman kind of falling off the back of Sahil, so maybe Sahil made a mistake.
Oh god. Oh, that could have been dangerous by Captain as Captain gets past Radical. But Captain has no ERS. I believe he's using auto. So that is going to hurt him in the long run here. But see what happens. Can Radical respond? He has quite a bit of power left to use, but Captain had pretty much a good exit. He's way far back
and
now.
Captain gets the DRS.
He does.
The detection point is so far back after the high speed of turn 9, and so it makes it really hard if you catch up and to get in. And Guzman and Sahil both pit onto mediums.
Yeah, he comes out of it before Sahil, so he must have maybe did something, Sahil.
Sahil maybe needed a new wing, and that's what allowed Guzman to catch up to him so much.
Yep, and let's see, that's a close grid right now. One mistake for Sahil and Guzman, and it's going to be game over for your podium chances there. Wizard on the back of Radical now. He's going to be desperate to look for a move here. And I think we're going to see some people swap out of the softs now very shortly. Captain picks up another penalty. Oh, and Radical just goes way too wide. Wizard will get that position.
Oh, and
Jeez.
Guzman now looking for a move on Chameleon, who's on those older mediums, and he's almost already alongside before the
Ooh,
DRS. Chameleon
some
lags
lag
back.
right there.
Yeah.
That was scary. And are they going to go too wide into turn Hall of Champions? Nope. 31 sword pits, so does Doth. We'll see where they come out.
And Chipsy now. Chipsy and Sin into a beautiful position. If there's a safety car, going to be able to keep those positions.
Oh, and Captain picks
Captain
up
gets a
another
5-second. Yeah.
You hate to see it's a hill right behind his teammate now, Doth.
Doth did get out in front too. He managed to pull that gap. Wow. So yeah, I think Sahil must have needed a wing change there because he lost an inordinate amount of time in that pit stop.
Something I just noticed. Ooh, he swapped to new softs. Those aren't going to last that long. But we'll see what he does later on in the race.
Yeah, and so the normal grid, not really, besides for who's in first, the rest of it, not really what we expected here looking at the starting grid. And so now 31 Swords has fallen all the way back into 10th position after pitting, and his teammate Critical, who was not pit, is going to be right behind him.
I think we might see a move here. Doth is going to overtake Chameleon here.
Yeah, he's using his energy, which is weird. This seems like a nice spot to just take a tow and save some energy, but he's using it, so he definitely wants to get past. He feels like he's being held up, and he probably very well is. So he goes to the inside. We'll see if Chameleon leaves him space. He does. Doth Thou taking a kind of a compromised line, which is going to allow Chameleon to come back at him, but I think the DRS that Doth has is going to be enough to help him stay in front, and it.
Solace pits now. Going to get onto those medium tires. Going down the grid, I see Captain maybe potentially making a move on his teammate Flight. Hopefully they don't mess each other up here as they come to the World Champions. They do not. We have Wizard now also eyeing a move on Only Is My Dad. On his fresh set of mediums here. As that is his teammate also coming out of the pit, so they're going to have to be careful.
Yep.
And up the field, we have Chipsy maybe eyeing a move on Guzman here. Doth picks up a penalty. Hampton picks up another penalty.
Yeah, that's so. Doth now up to 6 seconds of penalties. Nobody near him even has one. Actually, sorry, Guzman has 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Chipsy's able to do now with DRS, if he's going to be able to close up the gap into turn, I think it's turn 13 is technically the world champions. Yeah, we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Guzman goes to the inside to cover off and then goes back to the racing line, so I think he was just breaking the toe. Sin Black picks up a 3-second penalty, as now Chipsy looks like, nope, Guzman got a much better exit out of the wall of champions, so even with DRS, Chipsy lost time there. And if we look back, it looks like Chameleon looking for a move on Sahil. Even though they both have DRS, Chameleon getting really close to Sahil.
And Captain on the straight, maybe making a move on Solace. Yep, he's definitely nabbed the stun here.
Yeah, he pulls out to the inside, and Solace can't really do anything to be able to fight this. As Captain goes really slow. Oof, and that's gonna hurt Solace's exit, and it doesn't. Captain still has the DRS.
And can we...
So now we'll go back to Chipsy and Guzman, but it doesn't look like they're able to do much. Guzman on those 3-lap mediums compared to Chipsy and Sin's 11-lap old. And then Doth now is going to be looking for a move on Chipsy as well on those fresh mediums.
In the bottom half of the grid, we see a very close field right now between 13th and 16th. All within a second of each other. Anything can happen. Will we see anyone make any dives? For positions, Wizard is definitely going to be trying to attempt.
And Doth now all over the back of Chipsy. Sorry, Van, to interrupt you. And he looks like he's going to get past there. Yep. Oh, and then up the field, it looks like that Sin got passed by Guzman. So another good move from Guzman to put him back up into the podium positions after pitting.
For real, I mean, he hasn't... I'm interested to see where Thierry will come out, if he'll keep that first position. Guzman is on a roll at the moment.
And Chipsy pits.
Yep, hopefully Chipsy can come out in an excellent position. I think he will. He'll come around 10th.
Yep, as we look into the pit straight, BMW going for a move on Critical. Critical moving a little bit there in force. BMW goes into the back of him!
Loses
and Critical runs pretty wide there and was just kind of shunted off the apex, but it looks like he's still okay. And I think that right there was the only reason Chipsy is in front of BMW and Critical.
Gypsy will not have any issue about that for sure. Down the grid again, these 4 drivers. Oh, Sauce almost hits the back. Oh, he does hit the back. Oh, and then Wizard hits. Oh, my dad. Can we see a please a replay? We need a replay. Hopefully
that's
it's
a horrible incident right there. That is not what you want to see. As Uwe comes through. Oh, he gets really close. As Wizard is missing an entire side of his wing there. Not what you want to see. That's going to be his entire right side of his wing gone. Solace, I'm sure, has wing damage too, and only use my dad. Now just really kick. Oh, and Guzman retires from the session.
Virtual safety car. Where is that? That's in the Wall of Champions.
And Madman as well. Madman as well.
God.
Madman as well. As Guzman into the Wall of Champions, putting out that Tech Pro barrier as a virtual safety car is happening. Sin able to pit under it and come out into a brilliant position. But now that
31
Tech
Sword
Pro
is pitting
barrier
as well. Chipsy will Chipsy obviously won't pit. So Chipsy will take the positions.
But crucially, something to talk about, that Tech Pro barrier is now exposed on the apex of the Wall of Champions.
You are right.
Sorry, on the exit.
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets invisible and it causes some real damage.
Yeah, I see it right there. Wow. Oh my God, Pfeiffer almost touches that. You gotta feel for Guzman.
Wow.
I feel really bad.
Lap.
Yeah, I feel
Everybody
really bad.
just kind of held it together until lap 14, and they just couldn't hold on to it anymore. Wizard pits, only use my dad pits, not surprisingly. Astro down into 19th now.
We're back into a racing start here. Terry's
and so now
pitting.
Terry's pitting, but crucially, he didn't get to pit under the VSC.
Yeah, but I mean, the only person challenging him was Guzman, and you just got a feel for Guzman there, who had a very excellent first half of his debut. And there we go, Thierry now probably going to run away with this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but it seems to me, unfortunately, like Guzman and Madman were fighting because they both went off.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens if any reports come out.
And Critical up into a brilliant position of 6th as well, with Chameleon being able to pit onto fresh rubber and come out in 7th. And now Chipsy and Sin 4th and 5th respectively on fresh tires.
But the question is, do you think they have to pit anymore? Because we do see some people who swap to the hards.
Absolutely. There's anybody who is on mediums, even if they pitted this lap, needs to do one more stop for certain. So those mediums can go maybe 10, 15 laps on the lower fuel.
Will we see any advantages from the hard runners here who are Sword, BMW, Uwe, and Dad? Could Dad potentially find a way back into this race? with those hards.
It's possible. I think the hards can probably last. I know. I'm trying to think what it was when I raced in Canada. I think it was I pitted laps 16 or 17 onto mediums and was able to make them barely last. And the hard runners were definitely at the advantage there. So I think the hards can last from here until the end. They could definitely go 20 laps.
Yep, and speaking about someone on the hards, 31 Sword attacking Pfeiffer now, looking for that 8th position. The higher the gravity goes, and he has to be careful there as he almost hits the rear of Pfeiffer.
Yeah, that was very close. Oh, and Captain almost takes out Chameleon.
I saw that his gap was very close, and now still on the back of him a bit. He probably
just really completely bungled his braking and went super wide through there, but crucially still has DRS. That'll help him claw back a little bit of.
Oh, something interesting in the back. Dad is gonna maybe attack Wizard, but he has to slow down for the blue flag.
Oof.
So let's see.
Yeah, that's gonna be Dothau lapping both of them.
I wonder what will happen there.
And Terry Pitts now onto 6 lap, or I guess 5 lap fresher tires than Dothau with a 10-second gap. This race is his. Unless there's a safety car, but also the racing points. 2-3. Great job by them so far to stay out of trouble and get those positions.
Ferrari boys as well, and 7 and 8 at the moment.
Yeah. Strong, the McLaren boys always showing just their teamwork prowess in Baku and again now in Canada, but other than that, Tier 2 is really, this is like a
we missed it,
nice
but Captain got in
lead.
front of Chameleon here, and Chameleon now all the way on the back of Captain, hits the rear, but we'll have to make a move now.
Hopefully Pfeiffer can get in front of him, because that would be nice to have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of teammates.
Yeah.
So crucially, nobody wants to pull over for Doth. They both look to be only use my
Dad
dad
retires.
Over.
Why did he retire? He's still driving.
He retired on track. He just retired on track. I saw him.
Oh,
so yeah, he got lapped, and I think he just retired on track there. Captain picking up another 3-second penalty. Chipsy actually doing a phenomenal job of closing that gap to Sin, because I believe Sin had like an 11 or a 9-second gap to Chipsy because he was able to pit under that VSC, and so Chipsy clawing that back, doing a great job there.
That's an unfortunate result for Dad now, who's probably in a drop of a couple positions on the championship standings. Oh, and Chameleon taps the wall there. And Madman on softs, the only one on softs, so he's looking to gain positions.
Yeah, and he's looking at Radical now. Probably into the hairpin, going to be able to get it because of that superior traction through this section. But Rad actually does a phenomenal job of defending probably earlier than I would have said was necessary, but it compromised Madman, and I don't think Madman's going to be able to do anything into the hairpin now, because Rad again takes the inside but goes really late on the brakes and spins out, or, well, just loses the rear end, but actually manages to stay in front somehow, but that's not really going to matter. I think Madman's got him now with the DRS.
He definitely does. Thierry picks up a penalty. Not like it would matter at the moment, but if he picks
Madman
up too many...
actually not able to get past Rad. Rad doing a phenomenal job of putting his car in the right spot and making it super hard to get past him, which is not sure what Madman's strategy was, but out the window.
In front of them, Sword is right on the back of Pfeiffer.
And Pfeiffer loses the rear end a bit there, and Radical stays ahead again. Now Madman looking for a move. He's getting desperate. Is he going to go for it into turn 3 and 4? No, he's going to back out of it. Good from him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, 31 Sword all over the back of Pfeiffer.
Thierry picks up fastest lap of a 10.9 on the mediums.
And I think 31 Swords on those hards can go to the end, so he's in a great position too.
Yep, the higher
and he goes for a move into the hairpin, or into the chicane. Sorry.
They go side by side.
Pfeiffer just stays ahead into the. We'll see what happens into the hairpin, because 31 Swords has got that inside line. As we come into the hairpin. Yep, 31 Swords goes super late on the brake, allowing Pfeiffer to get a switchback. Is he going to shut that door? No, he's not. And so Pfeiffer now in a great position.
Though.
I think 31 Swords is going to have the DRS. Yep. Yeah, 31 Swords has the DRS.
So Pfeiffer gets in front of him.
Pulls out in front of him, still holding onto that outside. Sahil picks up a 3-second penalty. He's going to the wall of champions side by side. I think Pfeiffer's going to let him have it. No, he's... Pfeiffer into the wall! Or just spins. He spins. He's backwards. And he's coming back onto the track. He goes into the runoff areas. BMW goes past Pfeiffer down into 12th, probably Yeah, no, Critical's not close enough to capitalize. Wow.
Yeah, that was a
Wow.
ballsy move for sure, but unfortunately did not pay off.
Yeah, Pfeiffer allowing him to go past, but then kind of deciding maybe he wants another look at it. He went super early on the brakes and just kind of let him by, but then almost released the brake pedal because he was worried he was losing too much time and just right into him. Doff Van
Doff
Hoist
picks
now
up more
6 seconds of
penalties.
penalties.
Chameleon now having to focus on the other Ferrari of Captain.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I think we've actually got, wow, Doth Thou Hoist 9 seconds of penalties.
Ooh, that's not going to help him at all.
No, that could actually put Sahil. I know Sahil has 3 seconds, but if Doth Thou continues at this rate, cutting all these corners and still losing time to Terry.
Chameleon just tapped the back of Captain coming into the Wall Champions. Luckily, no one crashed. But Chameleon, yep, he lost an end plate there on his wing. And Madman still making his way up the grid. 31 Sword finding himself in a pretty good position with those hards. He has a pretty good pace on those, I'd say, at the moment.
And so
8 seconds
Chipsy's
behind.
progress on his teammate Sinblack has kind of stalled. I'm gonna be curious too. You said Chameleon lost an end plate battling with Captain, so we'll see if he's still gonna be able to make that move because he does have the DRS.
I mean, you can just see Captain making mistakes over and over, and he does have a lot of penalties. I believe Captain is holding the most penalties at the moment.
And so the McLarens find themselves 13th, 14th, and the Red Bulls, both reserves, 16th and 17th.
Captain is kind of speeding away off Chameleon at the moment. Madman, does he have DRS on Sword? Does not. Oh no, he does. Didn't hear the button.
Oh, okay. So that's gonna, yeah. And Doth losing another second to Terry on that lap.
Yeah, I'm looking
And
at
just
that
riding on board
barrier.
with Terry, he's just coasting.
That barrier must be terrifying for the drivers every time they get
Oh,
past the World
absolutely.
Champions.
As we've got now Critical and Pfeiffer going at it. Pfeiffer
Radical.
somehow still in this race. They're
Radical is
both
pit.
ghosted because they need to pull over for Terry. And we'll see if they do, or if they're going to get a penalty because they are still fighting as Terry now almost goes inside.
Oh,
Yep,
yep, okay.
he gets past them both.
Yeah,
As now Pfeiffer and Critical can begin to fight.
let's just hope they don't bump into each other
Oh,
here.
and Critical steals the position.
It does.
He was the one who pulled over early and actually obeyed the blue flags a bit earlier than Pfeiffer, and it turned out good for him. He was able to get a much better exit than having to slow down mid-apex.
And Madman might make a move on Sword as he is on the softer tire, and those softs are going to start running out of their life soon.
And he's missing an end plate. I don't think he's got any sort of major
Hill pits.
mechanical advantage.
The Hill's coming out on his final stint on those mediums.
Yep, so
He'll
that's going to
come
be
out.
absolutely devastating if there's a safety car to his strategy in the next couple laps. But of course, all of the top runners need to pit again. So he comes 1.1 seconds off the back of Chipsy. I'd be curious to see just how much Chipsy fights this, because the more he fights it, the more it helps his teammate keep that advantage. Because they're going to be on those fresher tires at the end. And so, oh, and Sahil already hits the wall. Sahil just hit the wall. I think pretty badly. I think he must have lost at least some downforce, taken some damage, if not a full end plate. But I can't seem to get a good camera angle to see if he has. No, he's not lost an end plate, so that's good. But yeah, that was a pretty hard contact with the barrier there. And so Madman,
I don't see anything else going on at the moment other than Madman and Sahil, so we'll see what Madman can do.
yeah, he's got about the exact same gap he had last time, except maybe a few tenths closer this time around. And he does look like he picked up a better exit out of the hairpin. Crucially, though, 8-lap-old softs to 8-lap-old hards. I think the hards are going to be fairly equal now, if not a little bit faster. 31 Swords breaks the toe a bit there as they go into the Wall of Champions. Looks pretty
And
clean.
okay.
And yeah, Madman pits.
Captain also did pit, and he's actually getting held up in the in the pits because of that 5-second penalty he must have gotten earlier.
Yeah.
Terry picks up another time penalty. I wonder.
So Terry's up to 6 penalties now.
So wow, look at the Alpha guys, 3rd and 4th at the moment. That's an excellent recovery by.
Of course, though, they have not pitted, and Sahil has, who is all over the back of Chipsy. So again, if Chipsy can hold him off, he might be able to allow Sin to keep that podium. It's going to be quite a long shot, and he's got to really slow down Sahil, and I don't think he's going to be able to because Sahil is going to be just that much faster on 10-lap fresher tires. Critical picks up a 3-second penalty as well, falling off the back of Captain, but has a nice healthy gap back to Pfeiffer. So good job from him, really keeping that gap after taking it, getting the overtake on Pfeiffer and working his way towards Captain now.
I think we're going to
see. And so Sahil 5/10 off Chipsy. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to see him make a move very shortly.
It looks like Chipsy stays to the outside, not fighting it, allows Sahil right on through. No, he doesn't.
Responds right back.
He's gonna, show Sahil the long way around now as they go into turn 3 and 4. Chipsy holding onto that inside, and this is gonna be impossible for Sahil to make a move here. He realizes it. He backs out, tries to maybe go for somewhat of a switchback-ish as Chipsy goes and covers the track, and it looks like Salas is out. Salas into the hairpin, absolutely just bungled it and slapped into the wall.
You got a feel for him. Not the
and
McLaren
Sahil now
day.
with DRS again, now trying for the inside, and I think Chipsy's just going
We're
to let him have it.
We're seeing a three-man battle right here and coming into the World Champions. It's Pfeiffer again with...
Oh boy! Oh, and he gets his back tapped just a little bit by Madman. Salas picks up a 3-second penalty. Now both with DRS. Pfeiffer looks out of the range to be able to do anything as blue flags are showing up too.
Yep,
I don't know who those are for.
That's
Madman really late on the brakes. Taps Pfeiffer again. And so he is now getting ghosted, I think, by Doth now. Yeah, Doth is now approaching all of them to lap them.
This is insane. You got a question like, do you continue racing or do you let the driver go on? This is a 4-man train that Doth has to get past.
And I'm going to be... I think a few of these guys are going to pick up a 5-second penalty if they keep at this. Salas now goes for a move on Madman, entirely under the blue flags. Chameleon picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Salas now not pulling over. That's not cool. He is now inside of Doth now and still going later on the brakes and makes Doth miss his braking. Not cool from Salas or Madman, who now gets back in front. This is not how blue flags should be behaving. They should have already let him past here. They're ghosted. That's enough.
They are kind of letting them pass now. I guess they decided that the straight would be the one they wanted to make them move on. And they're still going to be fighting here. Madman and Salas. Doth picks up the penalty. Again. The gaps have reformed. Madman looking for that move on Pfeiffer. He's right.
I don't know why the Alfa Romeo boys aren't pitting. They're now losing their advantage of the fresh mediums unless they did start on mediums. Okay, so they're waiting to go onto the softs at the end. Ender. As Sahil now 2.3 seconds at the back of Sin.
And Madman, I think he has the move on Pfeiffer done. This is terrible.
A little bit of contact there. Yeah, a little bit of contact there. Salas now all over the back of Pfeiffer as they go into the hairpin. On the run down there, Salas getting the slipstream. Pfeiffer goes to the inside, now to the outside. Salas goes for a dive down the inside and throws Pfeiffer off. Wow.
That is looking
not
bad.
A race to be proud of from these McLaren boys.
Yep, and
not,
up the field,
not what you'd like to see.
Chipsy on the back of the hill. He's going to try to get past him.
Tires, he's been able to close that again. I doubt Chipsy's actually going to go for the move. He knows he's just going to lose it again. But he wants to try to stay as close as possible because, remember, he's going to have to pit and he's going to have to make up a 20-second gap.
Well, I would assume that they're going to put Fox first into the box, and then maybe if Chipsy can get in front of Sahil, he can slow Sahil down as much as possible.
Yeah, either that or you have Chipsy pit right now onto the softs and you have Sin hold him up like crazy. Yeah. Either one could work. And that looks like what they're doing. Chipsy goes into the pits.
All right, let's see what happens in the next lap here as we've seen Radical on the back of Critical. And we're seeing a yellow flag somewhere. That is in Sector 1. I wonder what happened there.
So now it's time for Sin to hold up Sahil and try to get Chipsy that podium. Seems a bit unlikely, but we'll see what happens.
Again, we're seeing flags. Oh, someone!
Yep.
I think someone hit the wall. It must have been Astro.
I think that was Astro. And we've also got Radical and Critical now fairly close to each other. Critical riding in the points for the time being. It's going to have to pit again. Actually, maybe he could stretch him to the end, but Rad is catching up on him, and he might actually be able to make a move into turn 1 as Critical super early and cautious into the Wall of Champions. Radical going late on the brakes. Now with the DRS, as they head into turn 1, Critical defense to the inside, swoops back to the outside as Radical goes for a dive.
It's not going to work out,
brakes,
though.
but really late as now Critical's got the outside, but Rad can show him the long way around, and he does.
That's
Rad
an excellent move.
Position.
That is an excellent move by Radical. And let's
Very
see,
well done.
up the grid, Fox is going to pit. Let's see what happens now. I mean, either way, Alfa Romeo boys are going to be happy with their position.
So, Sahil right now in second place, net, because Doth's got 12 seconds of penalties.
Yep, that is
Sahil,
insane.
I think, just has 3.
We could even see maybe one of the Alphas get passed off, maybe. And let's see, down
And
the
so
grid.
Chipsy did undercut successfully Sin Black. Chipsy, or maybe not. No, he did not. Wasn't quite able to make that 2 seconds, but he definitely closed it about 1.5 seconds because he's now just 1.1 off.
Captain
And
on the
Captain,
back of BMW.
Captain under blue flags though, but looking for a move on BMW.
Oh wait, that's Terry pitting. Okay, Terry pit. No, it doesn't matter actually.
Is that so? That's the 3rd stop for Terry, right?
I think. Nah.
Let's see.
I think you went medium, medium.
Stops. No, yeah, medium, soft.
Yeah.
Yep.
BMW made a mistake, and that's going to allow Captain to possibly get past him as Captain hits the ball. Luckily, not too hard. BMW on those hards, so Captain has that slight advantage for the moment. Oh, is he getting...
Oh,
that's a
wow.
late move right there. Oh, that's a
Wow.
big corner cut, honestly, and honestly...
Keeps it.
Yeah, he keeps the position, which...
Wow.
Oh, and then he goes on the grass and then he gets spun by BMW.
Wow.
Oh, and they hit again.
Oh, and another one for good measure. He said, "No, sir, you are not keeping that position," but he does. And wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. Maybe a bit flustered, maybe intentional. I have no idea.
No idea, but Chipsy, he's closing on Sinfox. Honestly, I don't feel like these guys are going to battle at all, and they should just keep their
I think
position.
Chipsy's got the pace though, and I think Chipsy's wants that 4th place. I don't think they'll do anything crazy, but Chipsy definitely seems quite a bit faster, gaining almost 4/10 just through that first sector on Sin.
Yeah. Will we see another late safety car? There's been none so far.
Yeah, I think we've got one more lap for it to come out before it's done.
Yep. A safety car this late would definitely change a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, especially with the penalties, Doth would go down into like 10th. He's got 12 seconds of penalties. That's absurd. That's crazy. His critical pits now onto softs, and so yeah, he's gonna be down into 16th, maybe. No, I think he's gonna be safe from Wizard. Yeah. 31 Swords driving a great race. Speaking of the other Williams, Chipsy 3/10 off, and he goes past. Yeah, he gets past Sin. So into turn 1, looks like Sin didn't try to fight it. He let him by, and crucially though, Sahil now falling back 9 seconds off Doth. So I think Doth is.
Oh, shoot. Chameleon
and he's now at 15 seconds. So as I was saying, Doth is safe. He is no longer safe.
Radical and Madman having a little scrap coming into the hairpin. Madman right behind him now onto the straight. He's going to have not the DRS actually, but he's going to have the slipstream, which is still keeping him very close to the back Radical here. Terry picks up fastest lap once again with 9.5.
As we've got 4 laps remaining now, Madman not going to be able to make a move because he doesn't have that DRS, but he might be able to make it right back next lap. We'll see. Solace and Astro battling for 12th position. Solace just 1/10 off, and Astro gets past, actually, sorry. Opposite, other way around. Astro was able to get past. So Hill picks up a penalty, so that kind of negates Doth's extra penalty, and I believe just by 6/10 gives Doth 2nd place securely. Sin, though,
Solace hits the inside of Astro.
Oh.
He's not going to be happy about that, Astro.
And
Solace having a
keeping
very,
position.
very,
And Pfeiffer goes for a move on Astro while he was going really slow and just kind of gets punted onto the grass. Astro was not yielding.
What is going on
wow.
this race? Astro picks up a penalty. I was hoping I believe Terry's about to cross the line here, and that's going to end the safety car limit.
The safety car window, yeah, I do believe that's the case.
Yep, there it is. No more safety car. Pfeiffer cuts that corner completely. That's going to allow Critical to get past him.
And Madman into the wall of champions does get past Rad, and Rad picks up a penalty too.
Coming into the final 3 laps here of this race.
I'll be curious if Sin goes for a move on Chipsy now, because Sin is the one who's able to actually be a bit faster. Just shows 2 fairly equal drivers
We're seeing
on
3
equal tires.
people going to the wall of champions. Oh my god, Astro just died and he's going to go backwards into the pits and then this car resets. We got to see a replay. Please tell me this thing is working.
Wow.
Please. Please. Holy. That is incredible. I've never seen that happen before. Someone actually got forced backwards into the pits and Astro goes into the pits now himself.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow. That is tough.
Yep, that is very unfortunate. And let's see, Sinfox now. Can he make a position on Chipsy, or will Chipsy want to keep that 4th position?
Yeah. 3 laps. I think, they're pretty equal. They're on the same tires in the same car. And I think that's just how powerful DRS is around here. It really gives you so much time. And so the position is really yours to lose, not yours to gain. So we'll see what Sin is able to do now into the Wall of Champions, or maybe he looks like he's using ERS though, so I think he does want to take this move. I think they are going to be fighting.
Let's just hope they don't mess each other up. Both these drivers have excellent races tonight. Gypsy starting from the back of the grid, Sinfox starting in 11th. So Hill picks up another penalty. I wonder how that'll affect things.
That might start to bring Chipsy into play, because I don't think Chipsy has any penalties.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. So Hill has to be careful. There's still 2 laps remaining.
Doth picks up, is that 18 seconds of penalties?
Could we see maybe even Chipsy now pick up a podium because of that?
That is, yes, absolutely possible, because with these 2 laps, those softs are going to be a lot faster than Sahil's old mediums.
That's crazy. Chameleon making a move on BMW. He's going to have the better exit coming out of the hairpin.
And who's going to get the DRS, though? I believe it should be Chameleon, especially if he... no, neither of them open it. Oh, yeah, Chameleon's got it. And so I think that's going to secure the position for Chameleon, as he's going to swoop back to the outside and might get rear-ended. Oh, nope. BMW switches to the inside and goes early on the brakes.
Speaking of which, Sinfox
And we've got,
is still looking for that move on Chipsy. I don't think
Terry
they're going
picks
to do
up another penalty. Wow. I mean, I knew penalties were bad, but come on, Doth. Oh! Oh!
BMW. Whoa, what are we seeing
Into the
there?
wall! Into the wall!
Who is that?
Into the wall at turn 1. So is Chameleon. Chameleon
Oh.
and BMW get into a... Oh! And that forces another driver wide. That was the Mercedes of Madman. Yes, so Madman and BMW got
Wonder
into
what
a
happened
collision
there.
there.
I thought that was Thierry, honestly, when I saw the house. I was like, oh, drama.
No, so yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but BMW was in the wall after getting a 10-second corner cutting penalty, so maybe he got in front of Madman and Madman just punted him across the grass. I'm not sure though. Chipsy within still actually now losing a bit of time to Sahil, so I don't think he's going to be in the podium positions, but Sahil picked... Oh, and
Chipsy
there's
picks up
another
penalty.
for Chipsy. Yeah, I think that's his second actually, so I think that's... Now Sin's got no incentive to overtake. He's got the position on penalties.
Let's see what happens as we're on the final lap now. Thierry with a 24-second gap. He has picked up quite a bit of penalties, but so has Doth, unfortunately.
Yeah, Doth, 18 seconds of penalty. I've never seen somebody in the top 3 with that many penalties. That is... that is a lot.
Doth picks up another
He
one.
picks up another one!
He might get disqualified soon if he's not careful.
This
Luckily,
is
there's
getting
one more lap.
absurd from Doth.
Luckily.
And
Oh,
this-
Captain gets disqualified! No! He's in 7th! Oh no!
Wow.
You hate to see it. Critical picks up a
That's
penalty as
brutal.
well. That's gone. Oh, you have...
That's absolutely brutal.
That is...
On the final lap.
On the final lap.
Oh, Doth spins!
Doth
Doth
spins!
spins! Doth
Oh,
is
he
out!
wins!
Doth loses both wings! Chipsy into the podium!
He needs to be careful though. Got it away.
He's missing. He's got a red wing. He's not going to be able to do anything. As Sahil comes up towards him now, Doth
Oh, be careful, Doth. He's good. He's good. Wow, that is lap draft. Oh, Thierry.
And
come on.
so I think Chipsy, I think Sin's actually technically going to get the podium, but Doth has a red wing and 20 seconds of penalties.
Wow.
I have no words for that. He got 6 seconds of penalties on the final 2 laps for no reason. He did not need to make up time, and he pushed so hard that not only did he get a penalty on the last lap, he spun too.
Oh,
Terry
and BMW goes. Oh, BMW hits the wall. he removes one of the barriers.
God. Oh, and we've got Salas now looking for a move. Oh, wait, no, he's unlapping himself. Chameleon gets a 5-second penalty as he crossed the line.
Wow.
Commanding, amazing victory from Terry there as Sahil crosses the line to hold second place. Doth, I think, is going to drop a lot of positions here. As
He's
Gypsy
definitely
comes
losing
through.
out on 2. I feel like Gypsy and Sin are going to get past him.
And
Let's see what happens.
we'll see what happens. Gypsy up into
What about
third
Fox?
and Sin.
can't...
So Gypsy on the podium.
Wow, what
Gypsy
an excellent
actually...
race by Gypsy.
Wow.
And Fox got past him as well, so Fox is in 4th. Wow, what a race by Alfa Romero. Wow. That is incredible.
Wow. Yeah, Terry, not much to be said. He should be in the competitive tier.
Look at those penalties right there. You got to field 36 penalties for BMW, and BMW didn't even get disqualified, and Captain did. Wow. That is crazy. That is absolutely bad.
Wow. Yeah. So, Doth, 21 seconds of penalties.
I got to say real quick, I think we already know who's going to be driver today. In my vote, it's definitely going to have to be Gypsy, starting from 17th on the grid to find himself a podium.
Absolutely.
What a race.
Phenomenal job from him.
What a race.
Great drive.
We can just check the incidents tab real quick. You can just see all the incidents. A lot of warnings, obviously. Wow, look at that list.
That's crazy. Wow. 21 seconds of penalties for Doth, and I don't think he's got the consistency to come anywhere near Terry this season. I have not seen somebody up that high get that many penalties. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Wow. Really tough race for him, and then spinning out on the last lap.
And let's go ahead and put ourselves into the interview rooms and get this started. Let's bring, who do you want to bring first?
I say we bring Gypsy and Sin together if they're willing.
For sure.
I want to talk about their great job as a team today.
Yep, so we'll bring them in right now. Hey guys, you there? Oh wait, they're muted.
Gypsy.
Can you guys hear us?
I think somebody screwed up the commentary permissions and they're unable to. So let's go into the race radio at this point.
Yep.
Hello?
Okay, now we can
All right.
hear.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi guys. So what a race. Gypsy, congratulations on starting from the back of the grid to get podium.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
So,
Gypsy.
so Gypsy and Sin, were you guys orchestrating Gypsy getting past, or were you fighting fairly freely, or were you guys making sure you didn't lose any time with each other?
Our attempt was to DRS train. When we both came out of the pits, we were about 16 seconds behind Sahil. So we just wanted to have a clean race. I think at that point, I didn't have any penalties and he had 6 seconds or 3 seconds.
Okay.
So we were just trying to keep a clean DRS train, and whoever had the more pace, we were going to let pass.
Yeah, and so then, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but Doth kept picking up penalties. I think he got like 3 of them in the last 5 laps, so up to 21 seconds. And then, he spun out at turn 7 and red-winged to the end.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, hard to watch. So that's why you guys were able to actually get past him, and Sahil was able to take second place.
Well, it was a crazy race. So
Yeah.
the fact
And
that
we
we were
knew-
able to pull 3 and 4 out was great.
Yeah, and we knew trying to catch the hill was kind of a long shot, but given everything, I'd say our little DRS train worked.
Yeah, and surprisingly, only 1 VSC. That's it for the amount of crashes that happened.
I know, and I think the VSC came with Guzman, whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
Yep,
And that probably should have been a full safety car because I passed right by
definitely.
him.
Yep, on the World Champions.
Yeah.
And then also, only as my dad got up to second into turn 1 and got punted by Sahil all the way down into 20th. And then he was just making his way back up into 13th, I think, in one of the McLarens. They got into a battle. They crashed, and put "Only use my dad" in the wall again, and so I think he just retired at that point.
Yeah, I saw him
Oh.
leave real quick.
That's rough.
Yeah, yeah. We're having a nice little steady, I guess, three-way fight for the championship here, which is great. I mean, he got first too, right? So I guess a little four-way action.
Yeah. So yeah, great race from you guys. Very controlled, and yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess we'll move back up for commentary.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, I can't move. Okay.
Yep.
So-
So nobody else is gonna be able to talk in here though. So I guess that's it then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we can do, unfortunately.
Wow.
Well, sorry guys, we can't really talk to many people, but we will see you next week in France for round 6. We'll see how the championship standings will be by then. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this very intense race tonight. And I guess we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Yeah.